We begin in the Middle East, where in the past hour, Palestinian militant group Hamas has responded to its failure to return to Israel, the body of one of the hostages that kidnapped on October the 7th. A Hamas official says the remains of Israeli hostage Shiri Bibas were mixed with other human remains from the rubble after an Israeli airstrike hit the place she was held in. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Hamas will pay the price for what he called an evil violation of the ceasefire agreement in a tally address just over 2 hours ago. He stated that the body of a Gazan woman was handed over instead, but said Israel will act with determination to recover Mrs. Bibas's body. Hamas was due to return the remains of Mrs. Bibas, along with her children. 10-month-old Kfir and his 4-year-old brother Ariel Israel has confirmed that the fourth body returned on Thursday was that of veteran peace activist Oded Lifschitz. We will act with determination to bring Shay home along with all of our captives, both the living and the fallen, and ensure that Hamas pays the full price for this cruel and evil violation of the agreement. Well, our Middle East regional editor, Sebastian Usher, says the mood in Israel has changed today. There was great sorrow yesterday, and today there is renewed anger. You heard it there. Only expressed by the Israeli Prime Minister, Mr. Netanyahu, who has vowed revenge, described Hamas as monsters. The Israel President Isaac Herzog has also made a statement describing it as horrific. This latest development that we're hearing about, I don't think this very first line that we've heard from Hamas, I don't think that's going to do anything to douse that anger. And I mean, this is Hamas. Official, we don't know with what authority he speaks for the whole of Hamas at the moment, but it does seem, one has to say, in an immediate reaction, odd, that if they knew this beforehand, when they put Shiri Bibas' body, or what they say, is part of her remains of her body in the coffin, that they didn't alert Israel to that fact, knowing that an in-depth forensic investigation would discover exactly that fact. I mean, one thing that I think maybe needs to be borne in mind is that Hamas was not the actual faction that took Shiri Bibas and her 2 children captive on October the 7th, 2023. It was another armed faction, and we believe they were then handed over to another faction after that. So whether Hamas lost sight of where the bodies were, if it didn't check the bodies when they arrived, I mean, all of these are questions that are purely speculation at the moment, but I think from what we've just heard from, as Hamas official, that doesn't really explain anything with any greater clarity at the moment. Hamas had always said, though, that the Bibas family were killed in an Israeli airstrike. The findings that Israel issued overnight from the forensic investigation said that the 2 bodies of the children that the investigation found were indeed Kfir and Ariel, that they had been killed by terrorists, as they were described by the Israeli military. So from the Israeli side, countering what Hamas had said way back, I mean, this was back in November 2023. So this is a very complicated situation at the moment. What is clear is that, as you were saying, the anger, the emotions in Israel over this have risen to a new height, and one has to wonder what the effect will be on the ceasefire deal, which is continue. We are expecting to see 6 Israeli living hostages released tomorrow on Saturday, and a large number of Palestinian prisoners freed, as well as far as we know, that is still going to continue. And then 4 more dead bodies of hostages are due to be handed over by Hamas to Israel next week. And that would be the end of the first phase of the ceasefire, the second phase, which would see all the remaining hostages alive, or dead freed, and would move towards the complete Israeli withdrawal from Gaza and a permanent end to hostilities there. All of that is in abeyance at the moment, the talks. But we're meant to haven't yet started. We were hearing from Israeli officials, but they should start this week, but we haven't yet heard a date. But there's no doubt that these latest developments will be another obstacle in that way, and will again be a threat to the continuation of the deal.